The man crying in my bathroom is supposed to be untouchable. I know this because 20 minutes ago, the entire restaurant went silent when he walked in, because the hostess stammered over her words, because even the chef came out from the kitchen, wiping his hands on his apron with something like fear in his eyes. Now he's sitting on the edge of my bathtub with his face in his hands, and his shoulders are shaking. I should not be seeing this. You need to leave, I say, but my voice comes out softer than I intend. I'm still holding the dish towel I grabbed when I heard something crash in here. My heart hasn't stopped racing since I found my apartment door open. Not broken, just open, like someone who knows how to pick locks didn't want to damage the frame. He doesn't look up. His hands are covering most of his face, but I can see the tears slipping between his fingers. There's blood on his white shirt. Not a lot, but enough that I know this is real. This is happening. I said, I heard you. His voice is rough, scraped raw. He still doesn't look at me. I'll leave in a minute. A minute. Like this is his apartment. Like I'm the intruder. I should call the police. I should scream. I should do literally anything other than stand here watching the most dangerous looking man I've ever seen fall apart in my poorly lit bathroom. Instead, I hear myself ask, "Are you hurt?" Stupid question. Of course he's hurt. Blood doesn't appear on Italian designer shirts by accident. He finally drops his hands. His eyes are red-rimmed, dark as espresso, and when they land on me, I forget how to breathe. There's something predatory in his gaze, even now, even with tear tracks still wet on his face. Not the way you mean, he says. I don't know what that means. I also don't know why I'm still standing here. How did you get in? Does it matter? It's my apartment. I know. He leans back against the toilet tank, wincing slightly. I know everything about you. Sloan Marchetti, 26, assistant curator at the Modern Art Museum. You take the 6 train every morning. You're allergic to shellfish. Your mother calls every Sunday at exactly 9 a.m. The blood in my veins turns to ice water. You've been watching me. I've been protecting you. He stands up, and Jesus, he's tall. The bathroom suddenly feels like a shoebox. There's a difference. Is there? I back up into the hallway. He follows, moving like a predator, despite whatever injury made that bloodstain. Because from where I'm standing, you broke into my home and admitted to stalking me. Stalking. He almost smiles. Almost. If I wanted to stalk you, Piccola, you'd never know I was there. The Italian endearment should not make my stomach flip. It does anyway. Then what do you call this? Insurance. He walks past me into my living room, scanning it with the kind of efficiency that makes me think he's memorizing exits. Your cousin Frankie owes money to some very unforgiving people. They think leveraging his favorite cousin might motivate him to pay faster. Frankie, of course, my idiot cousin, who I haven't spoken to in 3 years because he keeps making exactly these kinds of choices. And you're telling me this because those people work for me. He turns to face me, and I'm calling off their collection efforts, effective immediately. The room tilts slightly. Why would you do that? You know why? I don't, actually. But the way he's looking at me, like he can see straight through my skin to whatever's underneath, makes me feel like I should. The blood on your shirt, I say, changing the subject, because this conversation is spiraling somewhere. I'm not ready to go. What happened? His jaw tightens. Nothing that concerns you. You're in my apartment crying. I think it concerns me a little. Wrong thing to say. His expression shudders completely, every hint of vulnerability vanishing behind a mask of cold control. I wasn't crying. I have eyes. Then use them more carefully. He moves toward the door. Forget you saw me here. Forget everything I just told you. Kind of hard to forget someone breaking into my home. He pauses with his hand on the doorknob, doesn't turn around. Tell anyone what you saw tonight, he says quietly, and we're both dead. Do you understand? I should be terrified. Instead, all I feel is curiosity burning through my chest like whiskey. Who are you? Someone you should stay away from. That's not an answer. Now he does turn. The look on his face makes my breath catch. My name is Dante Salvatore, he says, and you're going to wish I never told you that. Then he's gone, the door clicking shut so softly I almost wonder if I imagined the whole thing. I stand frozen in my living room for what feels like an hour, but is probably only a few minutes. My phone is in my hand. When did I pick it up? And I'm staring at the emergency call screen. I should report this. Breaking and entering. Stalking. Whatever the legal term is for admitting you've been watching someone. My thumb hovers over the screen. Tell anyone and we're both dead. I think about his tears, the blood on his shirt, the way his voice cracked when he said that name, Dante Salvatore, like it physically hurt him to give it to me. I think about how he called me Piccola, like the word belonged to him. I lock my phone. This is insane. This is literally the beginning of every true crime podcast I've ever listened to. Woman lets dangerous man into her life, ignores every red flag, ends up dead in a dumpster. But he didn't force his way in. He could have. He could have done anything he wanted, and we both know it. Instead, he cried in my bathroom and told me I was in danger. I spend the next 3 hours trying to convince myself to forget this happened. I take a shower. I change my locks. Or at least, I look up locksmiths on Yelp and promise myself I'll call one tomorrow. I make chamomile tea that goes cold on my nightstand while I lie in bed, staring at the ceiling. At 2 a.m., I give up on sleep and Google his name. The search results make my blood pressure spike. Dante Salvatore, 34 years old, born in Sicily, raised in Brooklyn. Currently believed to be the head of the Salvatore crime family, one of the 5 major Mafia organizations operating in New York City. There are photos, court sketches, mostly, since apparently he's very good at avoiding cameras. In one, he's leaving a courthouse in a 3-piece suit, his expression carved from marble. In another, he's at some charity gala with a blonde woman whose smile looks expensive. He's wanted for questioning in connection with at least 7 different investigations. Racketeering, money laundering, one conspiracy to commit murder charge that got dropped when the witness disappeared. I should be horrified. Instead, I'm clicking through page after page, absorbing every detail I can find. The way he took over the family business at 28 after his father died under mysterious circumstances. How he allegedly controls half the port traffic in New York. The rumor that he once made a rival family boss disappear for touching a waitress who didn't want to be touched. At 3 a.m., someone knocks on my door. Every muscle in my body locks up. I'm not expecting anyone. I never have visitors at 3 a.m. Another knock, patient and insistent. I grab the kitchen knife I've been keeping on my nightstand since the lock incident and creep toward the door. Look through the peephole. There's a woman standing in my hallway, mid-40s, elegant in the way that comes from money and good posture. She's holding a box. Miss Marchetti, she says, like she knows I'm watching. I have a delivery from Mr. Salvatore. I don't open the door. It's 3 in the morning. He's very insistent about timing. Tell him I don't want anything from him. I don't think that's wise. She sets the box down. He'll be very disappointed. Something about the way she says disappointed makes it sound like a threat. I wait until I hear the elevator doors close before I open my door. The box is plain white, no markings, expensive looking. I should leave it in the hallway. I bring it inside instead. Inside is a new door lock, top of the line, the kind that costs more than my monthly subway pass. There's also a phone, sleek, black, definitely not from any carrier I've ever used, and a note in handwriting that looks like it was carved with a blade. You're under my protection now. Use the phone if you need me. Don't test the locks. I installed them myself. They'll hold against anyone except me. D. My hands are shaking as I read it again. You're under my protection now. Not asking, not offering, stating fact. The smart thing would be to throw all of this away. File a police report, move apartments, maybe move cities. But I'm thinking about his tears, the raw grief in his voice, the way he looked at me like I was something precious and breakable. I'm thinking about the fact that he knew about Frankie's debt before I did. I'm thinking that if Dante Salvatore wanted to hurt me, I'd already be hurt. I install the lock. It takes me 45 minutes and 3 YouTube tutorials, but I manage it. The new deadbolt slides home with a satisfying click that sounds like safety, or maybe like a cage locking. I'm not sure which. The phone stays on my kitchen counter, silent and waiting. I don't touch it. I don't turn it on, but I don't throw it away either. In the morning, I convince myself it was all some kind of sleep-deprived hallucination. Then I see the lock and remember it wasn't. I go to work anyway, because what else am I supposed to do? Call in sick? Explain to my boss that a Mafia boss broke into my apartment and now I'm having an existential crisis? The museum is soothing in its predictability. Climate-controlled galleries, art that's been dead for centuries, safely behind glass where it can't hurt anyone. I'm cataloging a new acquisition, a Rothko that probably costs more than my entire bloodline is worth, when my boss, Patricia, appears in the doorway. Sloan, you have a visitor. I look up. I'm not doing tours today. He said it was personal. Patricia's expression is strange. He's waiting in the sculpture garden. My stomach drops. Did he give a name? He said you'd know who he was. Of course he did. I find Dante standing in front of the Giacometti installation, hands in his pockets, looking at the elongated bronze figures like they might have answers. He's wearing different clothes, charcoal suit that probably costs what I make in 3 months, no tie. The blood is gone. You shouldn't be here, I say. He doesn't turn around. I own this building. What? The museum rents from a holding company. I own the holding company. Now he looks at me, and there's something dark and satisfied in his expression. Technically, I'm your landlord. I don't have words. You can't just buy a building because I can't. He moves closer, not threatening, but deliberate. I wasn't aware I needed permission. Why are you here? You didn't answer your phone. I didn't turn it on. I noticed. He's close enough now that I can smell his cologne. Something expensive and subtle that makes me want to lean in. Why not? Because I don't take gifts from criminals. Wrong word. I know it immediately because something flashes across his face. Not anger, something worse. Something that looks like disappointment. Is that what you think I am? The internet has a lot of opinions about what you are. And you believe everything you read online? He tilts his head slightly. I thought you were smarter than that, Piccola. Stop calling me that. Why? Because because it makes me feel things I shouldn't. Because we don't know each other. I know your mother calls every Sunday at 9. I know you donated to that animal shelter on 5th Avenue last Christmas. I know you've been eating lunch at the same Thai place every Wednesday for 8 months. His voice drops lower. I know you better than anyone in your life, Sloane, whether you like it or not. It should be creepy. It is creepy. So why does part of me feel seen? What do you want? I ask. I want you to use the phone. Why? Because the people looking for Frankie aren't just my people anymore. He glances around the sculpture garden, checking exits with practiced ease. Word got out that I'm protecting you. That makes you interesting to some very dangerous individuals. Protecting me from what? I haven't done anything. You exist. You're connected to Frankie. That's enough. He reaches out like he might touch my face, then stops himself. Your normal life ended the moment I walked into your apartment. So change it back. Can't. Won't. Can't. He repeats, firmer this time. This is happening whether you cooperate or not. The only variable is whether you survive it. The sculpture garden suddenly feels too exposed. Too many sightlines. Too many places someone could watch from. This is insane, I whisper. Yes, he doesn't argue. But it's also real, so you have a choice to make. What choice? You can ignore everything I'm telling you. Keep living your normal life. Hope for the best. Maybe nothing happens. Maybe you get lucky. He steps closer, and I should back up, but I don't. Or you can let me keep you safe. By doing what? Locking me in a tower somewhere? If necessary. He's serious. I can see it in his eyes. You're actually crazy. Probably. His mouth curves in something that's not quite a smile. But I'm the kind of crazy that keeps people alive. My phone buzzes in my pocket. My real phone, not the one he gave me. I pull it out automatically. It's a text from a number I don't recognize. Your cousin says hello. So does his left hand. We'll send you his right hand tomorrow if Salvatore doesn't back off. There's a photo attached. I don't open it. Dante takes the phone from my nerveless fingers, looks at the screen, and his entire expression goes arctic. When did this arrive? Just now. He's already dialing on his own phone, speaking rapid Italian to someone who answers immediately. The words are too fast for me to follow, but the tone is unmistakable. Someone is about to have a very bad day. He hangs up, looks at me. Pack a bag. You're coming with me. I have to work. Not anymore. You can't just... Sloane. He says my name like a command. They know where you work. They probably know where you live. The only thing keeping you breathing right now is the fact that killing you would start a war nobody wants. He grabs my hand, and his skin is warm against mine. But accidents happen, especially in this city. I should pull away. I should run to Patricia and scream for help. Instead, I hear myself say, "What about Frankie? He made his choices. You don't have to pay for them." Is he alive? Dante hesitates. For now. Then help him. Why would I do that? Because I'm asking you to. Something changes in his expression, something I can't read. You realize what you're doing? He says quietly. Asking a favor means you'll owe me one. I know. You don't. His thumb brushes across my knuckles, and electricity shoots up my arm. You have no idea what I might ask for. Then tell me. No. He releases my hand, and I immediately miss the warmth. Not yet. First, we keep you alive. Everything else comes after. 20 minutes later, I'm in the back of a car that costs more than my student loans. Dante is sitting next to me, staring out the window like he's calculating trajectories. The driver hasn't said a single word. Where are we going? My place. Your place. Safest location in the city. He glances at me. You'll have your own room, your own space. This isn't... He stops. Isn't what? This isn't about that. But the way he's looking at me suggests it's at least a little bit about that. We drive through Manhattan, into neighborhoods where the buildings get taller and the addresses get more expensive. The car pulls into an underground garage that requires 2 separate security checks. The penthouse elevator requires a fingerprint to operate. Overkill, I mutter. Survival, Dante corrects. The elevator opens directly into his apartment, and I forget how to form coherent thoughts. It's beautiful, not in the ostentatious way I expected. No gold fixtures or marble statues, but in a way that speaks of careful taste and unlimited resources. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking Central Park, furniture that looks both expensive and comfortable, art on the walls that I recognize from auction catalogs. Is that a real Modigliani? You tell me, Dante says. You're the expert. I move closer to the painting, studying the brushwork. It's real. How did you... I stop, remembering what he does for a living. Never mind. I bought it legally at auction. He sounds almost amused. I do occasionally follow the law. Occasionally, when it's convenient. A woman emerges from what I assume is the kitchen. The same woman who delivered the box last night. Miss Marchetti, she says warmly. I'm Maria. I manage Mr. Salvatore's household. Household? I look at Dante. You have staff? Did you think I cooked for myself? Honestly, I hadn't thought about it at all. Mafia bosses existing in domestic spaces feels surreal. Maria will show you to your room, Dante continues. You need anything, ask her. Don't leave the apartment without telling me first. I'm not a prisoner. No, he agrees. You're a guest who happens to have people trying to kill her. Comforting. Truth rarely is. Maria leads me down a hallway lined with more expensive art. My room turns out to be bigger than my entire apartment, with an ensuite bathroom that has a tub I could swim in. Mr. Salvatore said you might need clothes, Maria says. There's a selection in the closet. If nothing fits, I can have more brought in. I open the closet. Designer labels I recognize from window shopping. Everything in my size. How did he know my measurements? Maria's smile is diplomatic. Mr. Salvatore is very thorough. That's one word for it. She leaves me alone, and I sit on the edge of the bed, trying to process the last 12 hours. Yesterday, my biggest problem was a contested Pollock authentication. Today, I'm hiding from Mafia hitmen in a penthouse that probably costs more per month than most people make in a year. My phone buzzes. The new one. The one Dante gave me. I pick it up cautiously. There's already a message waiting. Get settled. We'll talk at dinner. D, I should be planning my escape. Instead, I'm wondering what he looks like when he's not soaked in blood or radiating controlled menace. I'm in so much trouble. Dinner is served at 8. Maria knocks on my door to tell me, like this is a bed and breakfast and not a gilded cage. I've changed into one of the dresses from the closet. Simple black, fitted, but not inappropriate. The fact that it fits perfectly makes me uncomfortable in ways I don't want to examine. Dante is waiting in the dining room, jacket off, sleeves rolled up. There's a bottle of wine on the table that probably costs more than my monthly rent. You didn't have to dress up, he says. You bought me a dress. I figured you wanted me to wear it. I bought you options. He pulls out a chair. You chose that one yourself. I sit because standing feels confrontational. Where's Maria? Gave her the night off. So it's just us. Is that a problem? Yes. No. Maybe. I don't know anymore. He pours wine without asking if I want any. The silence stretches between us, not quite uncomfortable, but heavy with unspoken things. Frankie's alive, he says finally. I made some calls. He's being moved to a safe house. Relief floods through me. Thank you. Don't thank me yet. He's alive because I told people he's under my protection. That means he owes me now, significantly. And what do I owe you? Dante takes a sip of wine, watching me over the rim of his glass. We'll get to that. Why are you really doing this? I told you. No. I lean forward. You don't protect random women because their cousins owe money. You don't buy buildings just to check on museum employees. So why me? He's quiet for a long moment. Then, you really want to know? I'm sitting in your apartment drinking wine that costs more than my car. Yeah, I want to know. He sets down his glass. 3 months ago, someone sent men to hurt you. A message to Frankie. I found out about it and made sure it didn't happen. My blood runs cold. What? You never knew because they never got close. I had people watching you before you knew my name. He leans back in his chair. You were supposed to be a job, a favor to someone who owed me one. I'd make sure Frankie's cousin stayed safe. Frankie would learn his lesson. Everyone moves on. But then I saw you. His voice drops. Really saw you. The way you looked at that painting in the museum. The Rothko you were working on today. Like it was speaking a language only you understood. The way you stopped to pet every dog you passed on the street. The way you laughed at something on your phone while waiting for the train. He's been watching me for 3 months. I should be terrified. You fell in love with a stranger, I say. I don't fall in love. He says it like a fact. I'm not capable of it. My father beat that out of me before I turned 12. Then what is this? He meets my eyes, and what I see there makes my breath catch. Obsession. The word hangs in the air between us like smoke. That's not better, I whisper. I know. He doesn't look away, but it's honest. I should leave. I should demand he take me somewhere safe that isn't with him. Instead, I ask, what were you crying about last night in my bathroom? His expression shudders immediately. That's not relevant. You were devastated. I saw you. You saw a moment of weakness. I saw you human. Don't confuse humanity with weakness, Piccola. He stands abruptly. They're not the same thing. He walks to the windows, staring out at the city lights. His reflection in the glass looks lonely. I should stay seated. I should maintain the distance. I stand anyway, moving to stand beside him. Tell me, I say softly. Why? Because you know everything about me. I know nothing about you except what Google says, and Google says you're a monster. Google isn't wrong. You saved Frankie. You're keeping me safe. Monsters don't do that. Monsters do all kinds of things. He turns to look at me, especially when they want something. What do you want? The question seems to break something in him. He reaches out, his hand hovering near my face but not quite touching. I want to know if you're real, he says. If people like you can actually exist in the world I live in. People like me. Good people. Soft people. His voice cracks slightly, untouched by all the ugliness. I'm not that soft. You pet dogs on your way to work. That doesn't make me soft. It makes me normal. Nothing about you is normal, Sloane. His hand finally makes contact, fingers brushing my jaw so gently I barely feel it. You're an anomaly, a glitch in my carefully controlled life. I should step back. His touch is dangerous. Everything about him is dangerous. I lean into it instead. Your turn, I whisper. Tell me something real. He's quiet for so long, I think he won't answer. Then, yesterday was the anniversary of my sister's death. The words land like a punch. I didn't know you had a sister. No one does. She's been gone 15 years. His thumb traces my cheekbone. She was 12. Someone kidnapped her to get to my father. By the time we found her, he stops, swallows. That's what you saw. Me finally breaking after 15 years of not breaking. I'm sorry. Don't be. It's not your grief to carry. It's yours, though, and you're carrying it alone. I carry everything alone. It's safer that way. Safer for who? He drops his hand, stepping back. The loss of his touch feels like cold water. For you, he says. For anyone who makes the mistake of getting close to me. Maybe I want to make that mistake. The look he gives me is pure devastation. You don't know what you're saying. I know exactly what I'm saying. My heart is hammering. You've been watching me for 3 months. You know everything about me. But here's something you don't know. I've been lonely for years. So lonely, I sometimes forget what it feels like to be seen. I move closer. And you see me, Dante. You see me better than anyone ever has. That's not, tell me I'm wrong. He can't. I see it in his eyes. This is a mistake, he says, but he's not moving away. Probably. You should hate me. I should hate a lot of things about this situation, but you don't. No, I reach up, my hand on his chest, feeling his heart racing beneath his shirt. I really don't. He catches my wrist, holding it there. His grip is gentle, but unbreakable. If I let myself want you, he says quietly, I won't be able to stop. Who says I want you to stop? Sloane. Whatever he was going to say is cut off by the sound of his phone ringing. He looks at the screen and curses in Italian. I have to take this. He disappears into another room, leaving me standing by the windows, with my heart trying to punch through my ribs. What am I doing? This is insane. He's a criminal. He's dangerous. He's obsessed with me in a way that should send me running. But he also looked at me like I was something precious, like I was worth protecting, like I mattered in a way I've never mattered to anyone. I'm still standing there when he comes back 10 minutes later. One look at his face tells me something's wrong. What happened? We have a problem. His expression is carved from stone. The people who took Frankie, they know he's under my protection. They're calling it a declaration of war. War. Between families. He stops, looking at me with something like regret. It's going to get ugly. What does that mean for me? It means you don't leave this apartment. Not for work, not for anything. He moves closer. It means I'm going to have people watching you every second. It means your life isn't yours anymore until this is resolved. For how long? As long as it takes. That's not an answer. It's the only answer I have. He touches my face again, and this time there's desperation in it. I'm sorry. I never meant for this to touch you, but it has. Yes, I should be angry. I should demand he fix this. Send me somewhere far away where Mafia wars can't reach. Instead, I ask, what happens if they come here? They won't. But if they do? His eyes darken. Then I kill them. He says it so simply, like it's nothing. like taking lives is just another item on his to-do list. You've done that before, many times. Does it bother you? Not anymore. He drops his hand. That probably tells you everything you need to know about me. It tells me you've survived in a world that would have killed most people. Don't romanticize it, Sloane. I'm not a misunderstood anti-hero. You're the man who cried in my bathroom over his dead sister. I step closer. You're the man who saved my cousin, even though he didn't have to. You're the man who's been protecting me for months without asking for anything in return. I'm asking now. What do you want? He looks at me like I'm the answer to a question he's been asking his whole life. Stay, he says. Stay here. Stay safe. Stay with me. For how long? As long as you'll let me keep you. It's not a request. It's a plea. I should say no. I should demand he take me to the police, witness protection, anywhere but here. Instead, I nod. Okay. Something in his expression cracks open. Relief, maybe, or something more dangerous. You're sure? No, I laugh, but it sounds slightly hysterical. But I'm doing it anyway. He pulls me against him, and I can feel his heart racing as fast as mine. You're going to regret this, he murmurs against my hair. Maybe. Definitely. Then I'll regret it. I pull back to look at him. But at least I'll be alive to regret it. He almost smiles. Is that enough? Right now? Yes. He kisses my forehead, and it feels like a brand. Then we'll start there. The war starts 3 days later. I know because Dante comes back to the apartment at 4 a.m. with blood on his hands that isn't his. He doesn't say anything, just walks to the bathroom and starts washing it off. I'm awake because I haven't been sleeping well. Hard to sleep when you know people are actively trying to kill you. Is Frankie okay? I ask from the doorway. He's fine. Dante's voice is flat. His captors aren't. You killed them. Some of them? How many? Does it matter? I don't know. Does it? He finally looks at me. His eyes are empty in a way that makes my chest hurt. 4, he says. I killed 4 men tonight. Shot 3, stabbed 1. They were torturing your cousin with pliers and a blowtorch. So yes, I killed them. And no, I don't feel bad about it. I should be horrified. I'm not. Thank you, I whisper. For killing people? For saving Frankie. He turns off the water, drying his hands on a towel. You're not going to ask if there was another way? Was there? No. Then why would I ask? He stares at me like I'm a puzzle he can't solve. You should be afraid of me. I know, but you're not. No. I move into the bathroom, standing close enough to touch him. I'm terrified of a lot of things right now. You're not one of them. You're insane. Probably. I reach up, touching the spot on his jaw where blood has dried. Or maybe I just know the difference between someone who kills because they enjoy it and someone who kills because they have to. That's a thin line, but it's still a line. He catches my hand, holding it against his face. You're too good for this world, Piccola. Or maybe the world needs more people who refuse to believe everyone is irredeemable. I'm not redeemable. I didn't say you were. I smile slightly. I said you were worth saving anyway. He pulls me against him, and I can feel him trembling. I don't know how to do this, he admits. I don't know how to be someone worth saving. Then let me show you. He kisses me then, and it's nothing like I expected. Not rough or demanding, but gentle, desperate, like I'm oxygen and he's been drowning. I kiss him back, pouring 3 days of fear and confusion and impossible attraction into it. When we finally break apart, We're both breathing hard. This changes everything, he says. I know. You can't go back to your normal life. Not now. I know that too. Sloane, I'm not going anywhere, Dante. I look up at him. Whatever this is, whatever we're doing, I'm in. Completely. The look on his face is pure devastation and joy mixed together. You're going to destroy me, he whispers. Good. I kiss him again. You destroyed my life first. Fair's fair. He laughs, and it's the most beautiful sound I've ever heard. The next morning, everything falls apart. I wake up alone, which isn't unusual. Dante barely sleeps, and when he does, it's in fits and starts that leave him more exhausted than rested. But when I walk into the living room, Maria is there with an expression I've never seen on her face. Fear. What happened? Mr. Salvatore asked me to give you this. She hands me an envelope. He left an hour ago. Left for where? I don't know. He didn't say. I tear open the envelope. Inside is a note in his sharp handwriting. The family learned about you, about us. They've issued an ultimatum. Eliminate you or marry you. Those are the only options that don't start a civil war. I'm going to handle this. Stay in the apartment. Trust me. If something happens to me, Maria has instructions to get you somewhere safe. I'm sorry I didn't tell you about my world's rules. I'm sorry I got you into this. I'm sorry I can't seem to stay away from you, even though I know I should. You were right. You're destroying me. But I've never been happier to burn. Yours? Whether you want me or not. D, my hands are shaking. What does he mean, marry or eliminate? Maria's expression is carefully neutral. The family has rules about outsiders. You're either one of them or you're a liability. And he went to, what? Negotiate? I imagine he's doing more than negotiating. The way she says it makes ice water run through my veins. He's going to force them to accept option 2, isn't he? I wouldn't presume to know Mr. Salvatore's plans. Maria. She finally meets my eyes. He's been planning to take full control of the family for years. This is the excuse he's been waiting for. So I'm a political tool. No, she says it firmly. You're the reason he's finally willing to risk everything. I sink onto the couch, trying to process this. Dante is starting a coup. Because of me. Because I kissed him back. Because I said I wasn't going anywhere. How long until we know? The front door slams open. Dante walks in, and he looks like he's been through a war. Blood on his suit, cut on his cheekbone, knuckles raw. But he's smiling. It's done, he says. What's done? I'm in charge now, full control. No more council votes, no more family vetoes. He crosses to me, pulling me up into his arms. You're mine, officially. Anyone who has a problem with that can take it up with me. You started a war for me. I ended one. He kisses me hard. And yes, I started it for you. Dante, I know, I'm insane. I'm obsessed. I'm probably going to hell for the things I did today. He pulls back to look at me. But you're safe. Completely, permanently safe. So I don't care about the rest. What does this mean? It means you're under my protection. Forever. It means you're part of my world now, whether the family likes it or not. His expression turns serious. It also means there are rules. Things you can't do. Places you can't go. At least until things stabilize. How long? Months? Maybe years? Years. I know. He touches my face gently. I know what I'm asking. I know it's not fair. But it's the only way I can guarantee your safety. I should be angry. I should demand my freedom. But looking at him, blood-stained and exhausted, and looking at me, like I'm the only thing in the world that matters. I can't find it in me to fight. What happens now? Now, he smiles, and it's sharp and dark and beautiful. Now you learn what it means to belong to me. I don't belong to anyone. You keep telling yourself that, Piccola. He kisses my forehead. We both know it's not true. He's right. God help me. He's right. 3 days ago, I was a museum employee with a normal life. Now I'm the Mafia boss's claimed woman, trapped in a world of violence and power and impossible rules. I should hate this. Instead, all I feel is alive. 6 months later, I'm standing in Dante's office while he conducts a meeting with 3 men who look like they could kill me without blinking. They probably could, but they won't, because the last person who threatened me in Dante's presence lost 3 fingers and a career. I've learned the rules. I've learned when to speak and when to stay silent. I've learned how to exist in this world without losing myself completely. It's a delicate balance. Dante looks up, catching my eye across the room. There's something soft in his expression, just for a second, before the mask slides back into place. I've learned that too. The masks he wears, the armor he needs to survive. And I've learned what it looks like when he takes them off. The meeting ends. The men leave, shooting me careful glances that might be curiosity or might be assessment. When we're alone, Dante crosses to me immediately. You didn't have to stay. I wanted to. You're learning. Unfortunately, he smiles, pulling me close. Having regrets yet? Every day. But you're still here. Every day, I repeat. But I'm smiling too, because here's the thing I've learned about living in Dante Salvatore's world. It's dangerous. It's complicated. It's absolutely insane. But it's also mine. And I'm learning that sometimes the most dangerous thing isn't the violence or the power or the impossible rules. It's realizing you've fallen in love with the man who dragged you into the darkness. And worse, realizing he fell first. What are you thinking? Dante asks, reading my expression. That I never told anyone what I saw that night in my bathroom. No, you didn't. We're not dead yet. No. He kisses me softly. We're not. Does that mean we're safe? He doesn't answer right away. When he does, his voice is serious. In my world, Piccola, no one is ever truly safe. But I promise you this, as long as I'm breathing, nothing will touch you. It should be a comfort. Instead, it's a reminder that the most dangerous thing in my life isn't the enemies or the violence. It's how much I've come to need him. But that's a problem for tomorrow. Tonight, I'm just going to hold him and pretend we're normal people living a normal life, even if we both know that's the biggest lie of all. His enemies know my name now, and I'm learning that in his world, that's not a threat. It's a promise. He kept that promise every single day.